So tomorrow's test is on Canvas, and it's going to be on Lockdown Browser. And we're going to test that out today momentarily. There are 14 questions on the test tomorrow. There are no proofs. Some of the questions, and I think it's like 3 of them, just a few of them, are multiple choice. And the multiple choice questions are like the ones that we just completed in the 6-6 warm-up, where you had to fill in either a less than symbol, a greater than, or an equal to. So this type of question will be a multiple choice. There's another one where I'm going to ask you to order the sides. And again, read the words, because if you choose the wrong multiple choice answer, let's say I said least to greatest and you pick greatest to least, you just got it wrong and there's no partial credit. Okay, so the problem with multiple choice questions, there is no partial credit. Same thing here. This is obviously no partial credit. It's all or nothing. Each question is equally weighted. They're all going to be 7.1 points each. So just keep all of that in mind. So the other questions, and let me show you as I go through the review. If I give you a question, for example, and I ask you to find the length of DC, this is the review that I posted and told you to use the solution file that's on Canvas. So for example, 6-1, we talked about perpendicular and angle bisectors. Now, if I ask you, like up in the example here, if I say find X, I don't want you to type in the box X equals, I just want you to put the numeric value. Same thing if I ask you to find the length of DC. All you're going to do is put how long DC is in the box. No DC equals. I've tried to type it where, and I put DC equals, and then you're just going to fill in the number portion. So as long as you follow directions on what it says, how to enter your answer, you should be getting your grade automatically. Now, if, for example, number 1 was find X, and you type in the box X equals 6, Canvas is going to mark it wrong, and I'm going to have to go back and hand grade it. Okay, so again, do not put X equals, just put the number in all these questions. Everybody good? All right, same thing with order pairs. So if I ask you to find the location of the circumcenter, I'm setting it up where I have a bracket, and then you're going to fill in the blank, and then another blank, and all you're doing is putting in the numeric portion of the order pair. So it should be, I'm hoping, pretty self-explanatory. You guys are going to be the first ones to take it. Be able to find coordinates for any of these points of concurrency, whether it's the circumcenter, the incenter, the centroid, the orthocenter. Be able to find any of those points. On the quiz, you had to find the centroid. If I give you a circumcenter question or an orthocenter question, it'll be a right triangle. So it's up to you to memorize that when it's the circumcenter and I ask you to find that point of concurrency, if I'm giving you a right triangle, know it's going to be the midpoint of the hypotenuse. Okay, so the point of concurrency of the perpendicular bisectors, be able to find the circumcenter, be able to find the incenter, which is the point of concurrency of the angle bisectors. The point of concurrency of the medians is the centroid, be able to find it. And the point of concurrency of the altitudes is the orthocenter, be able to find that. So again, remember for the circumcenter and the orthocenter, those are if it's acute, it's in. If it's right, it's on. If it's obtuse, it's out. Know where they're located, but again, if I'm asking you to find the coordinates, we're going to focus only on right triangles for those. Yes?
How do you find the incenter again?
The incenter, you would have to draw in those angle bisectors and find their point of concurrency. There is no trick for it. Okay. Okay, so again, be able to understand what a perpendicular bisector is, an angle bisector. know their points of concurrency, be able to find them. That was 6.1 and 6.2. Then in 6.3, this is where we talked about altitudes and medians. Be able to find the length of, say, the median. Find the length of it, or the partial. That's the 2/3, 1/3. Be able to find the location of that centroid. That was on the quiz. You can be able to do the trick there. Be able to find the location of the orthocenter. And that's where all of your altitudes meet. 6.4 was the mid-segment. I will not give you coordinates or order pairs and then ask you to graph them and then do the distance formula for the mid-segment. I will either give you the lengths and then you know to either double it or divide it by 2, or it'll be an expression, just like we did in the notes and in the warm-up. So you will not need to use the distance formula for the mid-segment question. 4.6.4. Really, honestly, since I'm not going to be giving you coordinates like this, your questions will probably be more like, I'll give you a picture of a triangle, and I'll give you, say this is 6, and let's say it's A, B, C, D, E, and I'll say, find the length of DE. And if I tell you that this is midpoints, so if I tell you that DC is the mid-segment, then to find DE, all I have to do is double it. Or what I'll do is also give it to you as an expression. So let's say I tell you that the length of BC equals X plus 2, and then the length of DE equals, actually, let me change this. Let me make it with some numbers that are going to work. Let's say BC is 3x plus 8, and DE is 2x plus 24. So then what I'm going to do here is, if I know that BC is supposed to be double, I have to times it by 2 to get to the length of DE. This is how I'm going to solve this one. 24. And then I'll distribute. I'm going to solve for x by subtracting the 2x. 4x plus 16 equals 24. Subtract 16. 4x equals 8. Divide by 4. And x equals 2. Now, if I said to find DE, then you got to plug it in. So 2 times 2, 24, 4, 24, and get 28. If I said find BC, then you would plug it in over here, and or divide that by 2. 3 times 2 plus 8, 6 plus 8, and it's 14. Yes? Or questions. There's more than one. And then 6.5 and 6.6, this is where we covered the triangle inequalities. Remember, the biggest angle is always across from the biggest side, and then vice versa. So go through those theorems. 6.6 was the hinge theorem and its converse. Know those theorems and all the applications. Okay, so 6.5 and 6.6, this is where we did the triangle inequality. We also tested to see if three sides, or given three numbers, if they could form a triangle. And then I'm also going to ask you to find the range of the possible values, like numbers 13 through 15. Again, I'm going to ask you to list the angles, least to greatest, or the sides. So all of this is all good questions in here. And then same thing here with the triangle inequality. Be able to write an algebraic inequality. If you go back and you look at your 6.6 notes, example 3, I would focus on, again, reviewing your notes, reviewing your warm-ups. All of these are going to be good ways to review in addition to all of this stuff here. So again, 14 questions on lockdown. Again, when you're entering in your answers, only key in the numeric part. You should be able to get a good idea of what your test grade is just as soon as you click submit. Any questions?